Hello everyone, I'm Hilmi Fathan Aziz. This time I will tell you a movie review where this movie recently released in Indonesian theaters on August 16, 2023. So, without further ado, let's get started.
Excuse me, Mr. Reyes? You finished scraping the gum off that lounger or what?
Blue Beetle is one of the superhero characters from DC Comics. The character has three different generations. First there is Dan Garrett, then there is Ted Gord, and the last is Hilmi, who is also a character brought or adapted to be introduced in this movie.
Guard that with your life, but do not open it.
The movie itself stars Solar Maradona, who play Hilmi aka Blue Beetle, then Bruna Marquezine as Jenny Cord, Raul Trujillo as Conrad Carapax, and Susan Sarandon as Victoria Cord.
For the power of the scarab, it belongs to me.
I think this Blue Beetle movie is quite good and very enjoyable to watch, both for children to adults. I think they will like this movie. This movie takes on a family theme. But before talking too far, for those who don't know about this Blue Beetle character, this movie is introduced quite well. As I said before, this movie is very enjoyable to watch. So for those of you who are not familiar with this character, don't worry about being confused or dizzy when watching this movie because you don't understand what's going on. Since we already have thoughts on the storyline in this movie is presented quite safely. Therefore, as mentioned before, this movie will not confuse general audience who don't know or not familiar with the Blue Beetle. The language used is indeed a mixture of Latin and English, but that is precisely what makes this movie quite good, where we can see the life of a Latin family. Emotional storytelling is also for me very capable, and I can lie that I get carried away. The comedy present, the story is quite appropriate, not excessive or forced to enter, but unfortunately, it cannot make a laugh. Finally, about the storytelling, here we are also told little about the previous Blue Beetle before Hilmi, namely Dan Garrett and also Ted Gord, which for me is good, so that it adds to the audience knowledge about the predecessor character.
Threat eliminated.
Now, the characterization part. Solar Maradona, who play Hilmi aka Blue Beetle, in my opinion, managed to give a neat performance, bringing a funny character but can be serious and also an emotional side that is skillfully displayed. Bruna Marquezine as Jenny Cord managed to give a good performance, where she managed to display the character of Jenny Cord, who is kind and wants to share the good that she can do for many people. Susan Sarandon as Victoria Cord does give a good performance as a villain, with her sense of intimidation and selfishness. But unfortunately, at the end of the movie, her image is diminished. Then, the last, Raul Trujillo as Conrad Carapax, just like Susan Sarandon as Victoria Cord. What Raul saw is good as a villain, but in the ending, it will diminish.
Oh, I forgot how bad it looks.
Moving on to the matter of CGI. As a fictional movie or comic adaptation, CGI or visual effects have important role in providing a wow spectacle. In this Blue Beetle movie, I think the CGI is quite safe, although not the best I've seen. But what is shown in this movie is quite beautiful and fun to watch. And if I'm honest, the CGI in this movie is better than previous this movie, The Flash.
How did you get it to do that?
I think he likes me.
Yep, maybe that's all my review of the Blue Beetle movie. In conclusion, although there are shortcomings of this movie, I can guarantee this movie is quite fun to watch, especially for general audience. I'm sure they won't bother watching this movie even though they don't know about this character. Maybe that's all. Thank you for watching and see you in another occasion. Thank you.